Hey everybody, this is Jeff. I am here co-hosting the MCU'S Edge with Cybernetic Shark, and we have with us a special guest that hasn't been with us in a long time, Logan from the Crisis Variety Hour.
Hi.
It's good to see you, Logan.
Hello. Good to see you too.
Cyber, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Good. Looking forward to talking about some finale. It's gonna be awesome.
Sorry if my video is a little bit askew. Everybody, I'm sorry about that. I'm using a different laptop tonight, and I don't know handling my webcam very well. But listen, I'm going to try to go ahead and play these promo trailers that came out for episode 6. Since I'm kind of afraid to take anything from the episode, I'm just going to play these, and we can just kind of watch those really quick, and then we'll talk about them.
All right.
Symbols are nothing without the women and men that give them meaning. I am Captain America.
I know all he has to do.
A word of advice, then. Stay the hell out of my way. We bled for this country. Shield or no shield, I'm not gonna let anybody tell me I can't fight for it.
How's it gonna work?
The price of freedom is high. It always has been. And it's a price I'm willing to pay. And if I'm the only one, then so be it. But I'm willing to bet I'm not.
Did you write that down first? Or was it off the top of your head?
Exclusively on Disney+.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Symbols are nothing without the women and men that give them meaning. I am Captain America.
Okay.
Woohoo!
That was the same one. So that's why I stopped it, because I accidentally downloaded 2 of the same the same promos. But I thought that, like, even though that was very short, I really thought that they packed a lot in there in terms of what happened in episode 6. The only thing we didn't see in that promo was we didn't see Falcon as Captain America, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the ending of that episode, that trailer too, was the ending of episode 5. So we kind of got a little bit of 5 along with episode 6 as well.
I think they wanted to keep the like the suit all like a surprise type thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
They did a really good job. They did a pretty good job with that. I mean, I didn't really see I think that basically just a couple hours before the show came out, I think they released a promo that had him actually with the costume and everything and whatnot. But I thought he looked great. I mean, costume wasn't like perfect for him, but like it was okay. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't super thrilled about it, but I thought it was all right.
I liked it. I thought it was
good.
It was what, Marvel-esque for the Marvel Studios universe. It was definitely that. Definitely wasn't exactly what's in the comic books, but still it still was pretty badass. I thought I liked it. I liked how it kind of wrapped around his head and kept his, wasn't covering completely his head like, the original Captain America outfit was. And the gray and the red and white and blue was really cool looking too as well. And then those wings, come on, those wings were awesome. They were so awesome.
Yeah, they really didn't tell us much about the costume. We know it came from Wakanda, but they didn't really explain whether or not his wings, vibranium or not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, throughout the fight sequences, I had a very good feeling they seemed very much like they were made from vibranium. Just like how they reacted to certain situations in those fight sequences, especially like the scene where he stabs him down into the concrete to try to stop Carly along with the shield. That to me just rained, vibranium to me. What do you think, Logan?
I think.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, he'd left his wings.
Go ahead, Logan.
Before, right? And I don't think that they actually, they didn't actually say anything. But I think that they are probably made from vibranium. Because if they made the suit, they probably made the wings too.
Yeah, it would make sense that they would have made out of them. And I'm glad they kept the wings. I really am. That's what I was hoping to do.
Most definitely. I mean, also, I think that kind of makes.
What did you think, Logan?
What did you say?
Most definitely, I think so too. Logan, were you surprised that they kept the wings?
I didn't see. I saw a picture of the comic accurate picture, and then they had when the finale aired, they had a picture of them side by side, and I thought it was interesting because there's a lot of similarities, but there's also a lot of differences in it too. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was interesting. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have been. It would have been interesting. Like when I thought about it myself, I was picturing him without the wings and how he would be as Captain America, and I just can't see him as a character without the wings at this point. They kind of they're a part of him, like who he is. I loved it. I thought that basically the finale, the way it started off, it really kind of right off the bat you see Anthony Mackie come in as Captain America right from jump, and I felt like the fight scene between him and George St. Pierre or whatever was kind of unnecessary. That was my one critique of those right there. I thought that was unnecessary.
And why do you think it was unnecessary?
Just because it didn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like he could have just used his wing away at any point.
I don't know. I think that John Walker should have been the main villain, because I feel like they could have done don't get me wrong, I think the Flag Smashers did an okay job, but I also think that John Walker could have done a better job. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it would have been more satisfying whenever...
I like what they did with him.
I feel like it would have been more satisfying once Sam actually gets the suit and everything,
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Logan. I'm on the opposite of that. I really liked how they used John Walker in the final episode. I loved how he just popped up and they stepped in the way he did. Like he kind of redeemed himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most definitely. I felt he redeemed himself in that scene when he went to try to pull up that armored car. And kind of help them pull that up and kind of save them. That kind of redeemed him a little bit. I totally felt that way when that happened in that scene, because I was like, why is he trying to help save these people? I'm like, he's supposed to be bad, like, you know. And then all of a sudden he does that, and I'm like, okay, I can go with this. I can get back to liking John Walker again, you know. It definitely, that's how it made me feel, anyways.
I think he's the Monica Rambeau of series.
Yeah.
I see
What about
that.
you, Logan?
I think
Logan.
I think that it's really confusing because they had him go like good, right? He's like, oh yeah, I'm Captain America, and then he went bad, and then he went good again, and then he went bad at the end when he's joining Hydra now. So I don't know. It felt weird.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting at the end. You
We
know,
don't. Go ahead, Cyber.
I was just gonna say, like at the end when he's becoming U.S. agent and he's talking to Val. You know, I wasn't thinking Hydra until Logan just said that, and then now that I'm repeating the image back in my head, I'm like, that's right, she was part of Hydra. That's what her, like, you know, comic book character was part. She was part of Hydra. All these different things over the years. And why wouldn't this keep it in the Hydra family to keep it
Madam
in
Hydra.
sync with, you know, in sync with the Captain America films? Because if you think about it, like starting from Cap 1, you know, you have Red Skull, that was all a part of Hydra. You know, Cap 2, we had more Hydra. Cap 3, there was a little bit of Hydra, but not as the focus. But maybe that's what they're trying to go back to. Maybe in the next, you know, Captain America with, you know, as with Mackie as Captain America, we might go back to fighting Hydra again.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility. I think it's a good that Logan mentioned that, because in the books that is who Valentina Allegra de Fontaine is, and I liked her character. I thought that I like the fact that they introduced him as U.S. agent. That's very comic book accurate, you know. And I like that, the fact that like that.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Like I figured they were going to do something like that.
They showed him, and yeah, I mean, I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure what they were going to do with his character until we got into the final episode. I felt like they really flushed his character out. I have a hard time hating him.
Yeah, I didn't hate him at all. I didn't hate him throughout the whole series, even though, you know, they had that kind of like separation with him throughout the episodes. It never made me hate him, but at the same time, it was kind of like, you know, where is this guy lying? Where is his real lying? You know, just get to the point and say where exactly you really are. Is kind of what my feeling was for his character. I'm like, you know, and even with it only being the 6 episodes long, you know, they pretty much took the whole entire 6 episodes to get him to becoming U.S. agent. So I was kind of figuring they were going to do that a little bit earlier, like maybe in the last episode before this one. But, you know, we got it, and it ended up completing itself very well, I thought.
Well, Logan, I mean, one of the things I think that's interesting about having you on here is that I haven't talked to you about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier really that much personally, and I'm interested in your feeling on the, like, did you feel like there was a lull during the series around like episode 2 and 3? Like, did you feel like there was a lull and it got a little boring and it kind of came back?
I think that like the series took its time. Like, okay, before these characters weren't like favorites. You know what I mean? Like they weren't really fleshed out very much, and then the series comes around and they're fleshing out like Bucky and Sam, like what they do with when they're not with, you know, Steve and the rest of the other heroes. Like we meet Sam's family, we meet like what Bucky, you know, does in his time. And then they introduce this new Captain America, and I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that, I mean, like, Cyber, we talked about, or like, I know you kind of felt like the same way that I did and Perry did when we talked about it, that you kind of noticed that little bit of a lull in the series that I was talking about a minute ago, where you like, it did kind of the show kind of a little bit almost.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking with Perry about it. It was definitely around the second, third episodes that there was kind of that low because they didn't really explain too much. And I remember us talking about how that there was kind of that low. Yeah, most definitely, like, especially in episode 3, I thought was the biggest lull for me. And I felt definitely where 4 kind of picked it back up, 5 picked it up, and then 6, give us the finale. But at the same time, yeah, there was definitely that lull that happened. That kind of, I know a lot of people I noticed on like different social media platforms saying, "Oh my God, this is so boring. Why am I watching this?" La da 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 da. And I don't remember it being that bad, but at the same time, there definitely was that lull, and I totally agree that there was a lull there.
I definitely felt like there was too. What did you guys think, Logan? If you want to go first, and then Cyber, what did you, if you had to rate the finale, like on a 1 through 10, like how would you rate it?
Probably a 6 or 7 for me. Like, I think it had some good parts, but I also think it had, I don't know, it felt, I don't know how to explain it. It felt weird. It was good to see, like, the messages coming clear, and like, like, how do I explain it? Like, it was good to see how what they were trying to explain from the start of the series, like, they actually move forward with it. Like, it wasn't like just dropped plots. You know what I mean? It was just like, I don't know.
I do.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. You're talking. It's very consistent.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would agree with you on that. I think that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cyber.
So yeah, I mean, my thoughts. I would rate the finale. I would give it I would say a 5. It definitely was not my favorite episode. I did like the fact that Sam became Captain America. I liked that him and Bucky were like fully realized working duo. Carly annoyed the hell out of me the whole series, and she annoyed me the most in this episode. I don't like how they kind of made her a martyr with when Sam's coming and holding her dead body, coming out like falling down like an angel almost. To me, that I thought that was kind of stupid. So that kind of killed the episode for me a little bit. And but the whole aspect of the U.S. agent coming to light, along with Val being a part of that end of that episode, that helped lighten it up a little bit. The action sequences I really enjoyed, even though unnecessary ones. I was a little disappointed that Sharon Carter was the power broker. I'll be honest. I was kind of like, what? Like, I didn't care too much for that. I didn't think that was a good choice in my mind anyways. I still think there's other people behind.
It wasn't very impactful.
No, that it wasn't. And that's like one of my issues with it, because it was kind of like, just like all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I'm the power broker. Give me more money. You know what I'm doing, Carly. Help me fight the fight. And then they shot each other. I just thought it was just really poorly done. So altogether, that's that's why I give it like a 5. It just wasn't my favorite episode, but definitely wasn't horrible. Real bad, but still, I would give it a 5.
I feel like
Wow. That's pretty like I'm sorry, Logan. Cyber, I just want to mention that like for somebody as positive as you, I can't believe that you're giving the episode a 5, man. That's crazy.
I do have my moments where I have low scores. Sometimes it depends on the movie. It's like not to get off.
What were you going to say, brother?
But basically, I would give the same rating, maybe almost a 0 on that Nomadland that won Best Picture. So, just throwing that out there. Anyways, go ahead, Logan. Sorry.
I was talking about.
What were you going to say, brother?
I was talking about like I don't know. It felt like Marvel didn't know what to do with Sharon Carter, so they were just like, yeah, let's just make her be this random person for some reason. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it, but at the same time, I feel like you could have done it a whole lot better. So.
Yeah, like I'm glad you guys are mentioning that because like I didn't think about it that much, but I've definitely heard that same like comment that you just made, Logan, about they just threw her in there like they didn't know what to do with her or whatever. And I don't know, like now that you guys are pointing it out and everything, I do definitely feel like after watching the episode twice, I feel like you're right. I feel like they definitely could have come up with something like better than what they ended up with, as far as like her just popping up as the power broker all of a sudden. It was very like there wasn't anything explosive about it all, like the reveal. It was just kind of whatever. Honestly, I liked. I did like I liked the actress that plays Carly, and I think she did with the character. It's a very limited, like you know what I'm saying, like, but I get what your criticisms are with her and everything and whatnot. But I liked her. I thought she was okay.
I'm making a Falcon and Winter Soldier video at the moment, and like. I don't know. I was never like huge into Captain America when I was younger, probably because I just grew up with Spider-Man, and I was a Spider-Man fanatic, and I still am. But like I get it. I get the gist of it though, and I enjoy it. It's interesting.
Yeah, Captain America, I feel, is very wartimey people kind of. Like I mean, he was popular back during World War II.
Yeah.
And even after World War II, ended, he still was pretty, popular, I would say, through the 50s and 60s. And then he kind of started to die out by the 70s and 80s, I feel. So, I mean, your generation, Logan, unfortunately, Spider-Man is the biggest superhero that was around during that time. Like, he had so many different cartoons, so many different, like, live-action TV shows, stuff going on. So I can see why that would be, you wouldn't really know much about Captain America. So I totally get that, and why, it would be something completely new to learn and figure out.
Yeah, I can totally understand that too. But like what I'm sure you guys probably already heard that they're going to do a Captain America 4 with Anthony Mackie as Captain America. What did you guys think about that? Logan, are you excited about that?
I don't know. I feel like if they do it right, yes. If they do it wrong, no. Because okay. I feel like Marvel, like in the old days, like with first Iron Man and everything, they like reread everything and, really put their mind to it, right? But now, for some reason, it seems like they're just rushing and rushing and rushing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. If they hire good writers and they hire good, like, directors, and yeah, I think it could be good, but I don't know. I hope they don't rush it, and you know.
Well, you
Yeah,
do
I
know
mean,
that
we'll have to see how. And, go ahead, Cyber.
I was just going to mention that the writers of the Falcon and Winter Soldier show are the ones writing the new Captain America film.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, then
they are
yes, I am
officially the
excited about
writers
it.
of the film.
Yeah, Alonzo Spellman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So what happened in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show is kind of giving you an idea of what the movie is going to be like. Well,
Yeah.
script-wise anyways.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean directing-wise it'll be like that. We have no idea who will be a director yet, but they are writing the screenplay for Cap 4, so just a heads up.
Yeah, he is the showrunner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he did a pretty good, like we've talked about it before, Cyber. I felt like I didn't have a problem with the inclusion of race that they injected into like the story and everything and whatnot. Like I liked the way they handled it. I felt like it could have been if they would have overdone it, it might have been stupid. But I felt like the showrunner handled it today. Even if it was like kind of stuff that went on. Like glad that I like the way they handled it. I felt like to get like farther into the finale, I felt ended with Sam taking us to the museum to see the Captain America exhibit and everything was really powerful.
Yeah, I mean I'm sure that was very powerful for a lot of people. I can see, they were trying to kind of close that out, for the series, I feel too. But yeah, I mean, getting that monument made or that statue made for Isaiah was a big deal because he was kind of put on the back burner, not known about. So that was a very impactful thing for the, in that episode, finally getting him the recognition he deserved and him being one of the first black super soldiers too as well. So I mean it's a very big deal, and I could understand why they did that, especially with Sam becoming the first actual Captain America too as well. So that fit very well together. And like you said, Jeff, I totally agree that the showrunner did a very good job of kind of incorporating that and not going too overboard with it.
I thought it was interesting how they tackled all of those topics. Like it like they're very important topics. Like that you have to be careful in how you show those topics in TV and everything. And I think they did a pretty good job of interpreting it into the story, but also sending messages throughout the story as well.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Logan. I like I said, I felt like that they tackled some kind of big issues out there, I really liked I appreciated Sam's like perspective on race as as opposed to Isaiah Bradley and like him being all upset and everything in episode 5, and explaining his story and how he was treated by the government and the military and everything. Felt like really kind of like for Sam to still turn around and become Captain America like that and everything, and be the first black Captain America, in the MCU, basically. I think it's huge. I mean, Cyber, that I've been talking about them making a Captain America film with Sam Wilson for like a minute now.
Oh yeah.
I've liked that idea for a while.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting.
I remember on Rizzle, in some of your MCU stuff. I mean, you've mentioned that, and you've been mentioning that for a while now. And To me, it's actually no shock that they were going that route, because I felt that was kind of what they were trying to do when they first introduced, Falcon in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So for the fact that, Chris Evans, he was only going to play Captain America for so long, and he would want to take a break. And, the fact that how Marvel works, they want to incorporate as many iterations of different characters as they can. So the fact that, when he popped up and I researched Falcon, who the heck he was, and I came across and said, oh yeah, he was Captain America at one point. He was this and that at one point. And I was like, I bet you Marvel's going to want to eventually turn Falcon into the Captain America. And so when they actually, when they officially really did it in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it wasn't really a shock to me at all, because I had a feeling that that's what Marvel was intending to do from the get-go, especially with, like in Age of Ultron, when they had like the new group kind of build up. They had Vision added, they had Scarlet Witch added, they had Falcon added. And I'm thinking, we can see Steve kind of how his mind's processing, how he's changing from the Captain America we knew, when he first came out of the ice to what he is becoming now. And you slowly saw that transition through, Infinity War, Endgame, and so forth. You could see that they were revving us up for another Captain America. So, like I said, it wasn't a surprise. And, Anthony Mackie, I think, is a perfect candidate to take on the mantle from Chris Evans. So I was really happy that they decided to do that.
Do you guys think that that there's competition between the other Captain America films with Chris Evans that will go against the Captain America 4 with Anthony Mackie? Do you think that it's fair to compare Captain America 4 like Civil War, for instance?
I don't think there will be a competition. I think that how Marvel processed it, or kind of put it out into the stream with all of the Marvel content, they did it wisely. And how they basically altered it to get it to run the flow that they wanted it to. They gave us many films with Chris Evans as Captain America. We had the 3 Captain America films. We had him in 4 Avenger films, so that's 7 outings. We had him in like a couple of Thor films too. They gave him kind of cameos. They gave him cameo in Spider-Man Homecoming. And I think that was kind of their way of, kind of giving us as much Chris Evans as Captain America as possible. But like I was saying before, transitioning into a new Captain America when they needed to. But getting back to, you talking about, do you think there'll be competition? I don't think there will be. I think it'll be its own whole new entity, and it'll be, now emphasizing a new Captain America and loving this new Captain America as well, just like loving Chris Evans' version. Your thoughts, Logan?
I definitely agree with you, Cyber. I think that. Go ahead, Logan.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Cyber's right. I think that they gave us enough of Chris Evans as they possibly could, but at the same time building it up. But I don't think it's really fair to compare them, because there's pros and cons to both. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think whoever dons the shield should know right from wrong, and then should just want to, lead, I guess.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I definitely think that. I mean, there's no way to know, but I want to believe that that if you were to ask Kevin Feige, I don't know if he'd admit it, but I believe that probably put the Avengers back together. I would think that Sam will be like one of the co-leaders of the new Avengers team as Captain America. I would think. What do you think, Cyber?
Oh, most definitely. I think that's kind of like how they're setting it up. Kind of like how, if you think about it, even though we had Captain America was kind of considered the leader of the Avengers, the first Avengers iteration. If you think about it, the very first movie that Marvel put out was an Iron Man film. Iron Man kind of really was the heart and soul of the first Avengers. And how they're playing this out with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and bringing in all of a sudden, Anthony Mackie as the new Captain America, Sam Wilson as the new Captain America. I feel it's kind of the same principle that they're trying to follow. And I kind of feel like from the get-go, they were planning on having Falcon become the leader of the Avengers anyways. So they decided to make him officially Captain America too as well, kind of to, bring that mantle even further into the MCU's future. So yeah, most definitely, I think that it was a plan to begin with, and that they, it was from the get-go when we first saw Sam and Winter Soldier that he was going to be the next kind of like head of the next Avengers.
I still kind of feel like though that like when they do the Avengers again, I feel like Captain Marvel will also probably be like a co-leader too. Like that's what I kind of feel like they're still going to like stick with her, like a major character in the EU. They still I honestly before Cyber and Logan, I'd love to get your take on this. I think that for me, I think Captain Marvel 2 is actually like my biggest sleeper of all the MCU films that are coming out in Phase 4 and Phase 5. I think that like Captain Marvel 2 could be really big. I'm honestly like, maybe my expectations are too high, but I think it could be a good film.
I think my most excited film that I'm excited about coming out in the MCU is the Doctor Strange 2, because it's directed by Sam Raimi, which is like the god of all directors, in my opinion. And it's supposed to be like a horror movie type thing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, the Doctor Strange 2, since Doctor Strange 1 came out in 2016, I think a lot of MCU fans have been wanting a second Doctor Strange movie to begin with, So it's like waiting this long to get a second Doctor Strange after they've gone through, how many other sequels now? I mean, we got 2 other Thors between that. We got, you got Captain Marvel brought in. You had another Spider-Man film. You had another Captain America film, So it's like all these different characters have had so many films already, and yet Doctor Strange 1 came out in 2016, and we're still waiting almost 6 years to get a sequel to it. Like, none of the MCU films that's happened to. So it's interesting that they decided to finally, bring the second Doctor Strange into the fold. But at the same time, it's like, I guess I can kind of understand, because Doctor Strange really was kind of like the catalyst for the next phase of the MCU, because of everything's going to be dealing with the mystic arts, and with that, with Shang Chi coming out, that's all a part of that same universe that Doctor Strange is a part. So, waiting 6 years for it is kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's definitely going to be worth the wait, especially because, like you were saying, Logan, Sam Raimi directing it, because he did so great with the first 3 Spider-Man films. And just any movie he really does, he's always really good at, from, The Evil Deads to Quick and the Dead was a really good one he did, which I don't think a lot of people know that he directed and haven't seen either. It's a great Sharon Stone film. Leonardo DiCaprio's in it, Russell Crowe, Gene Hackman. Came out in like 95, I believe. Really fantastic film if you guys haven't seen it. And any of you out there watching the live stream, definitely check it out. It's a great film. But yeah, Sam Raimi directed, and he directed the crap out of it. Really great film. But yeah, I can totally see Doctor Strange 2 being that sleeper, I feel too. And Captain Marvel 2, I mean, like you were saying, Jeff, yeah, I can see it being a sleeper, simply for that fact, most definitely. But at the same time, I don't think it's as much of a sleeper as we think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a little bit more cut, and it's going to be a little bit more clear cut. I think, in this next phase of the MCU. Is my thoughts on it, because I feel like Black Panther 2 and Doctor Strange 2 and Thor 4 are all going to play well into it and make a really cohesive new phase. So it's going to be interesting to see what each one brings, and if each one does complement each other.
I don't know if you guys are really excited about the new Spider-Man movie coming out, because the more and more stuff that I see about it, the more and more it makes me not want to go see it. because I feel like they're going to ruin, like, cause if it is a multiverse film, right? If they're bringing in Andrew and Toby, like, that, I think they should do it right. But I feel like they're going to mess it up, like, big time.
No, man, I'm very confident when it comes to studios. I just don't I don't know, like when everything they touch, it seems like it turns into gold. So like, I mean, at this point right now, with WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier being over now, going into Loki, I feel like, hey, I mean, we did like Endgame came out like 2 years ago, like time since Endgame came out. It's been there since Endgame came out.
2 years.
Which is crazy, but like that's the truth. Yep. And I mean MCU content for like 2 years basically. So like it's been great actually, like having these shows. And if you guys want to do something just to kind of change things up a little bit, why don't I play the Shang Chi trailer? We can talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
All right. My dog is staring at the camera.
I gave you 10 years to live your life. Now you see me rise. And where did that get you? You walked in my shadow. I trained you. So the most dangerous people in the world couldn't kill you. Son, it's time for you to take your place by my side. You better watch out, 'cause it's my time. That's not going to happen. You can't outrun who you really are.
Who are you?
Bugger.
Hold on, everybody! We make a good team.
Excellent. I enjoyed watching that.
Yeah, not a bad, decent first teaser trailer. It'll be interesting to see when they release the official first real trailer, to see what else they show in it. But I mean, that trailer was compact with info, from the movie from the get-go, though, because I actually just recently did my trailer reaction for that trailer, which will be going live soon. But yeah, that trailer was an interesting first take on it, and the fact that they showed Aquafina in it was hilarious too. I love that because she's freaking hilarious. She cracks me up.
Yeah, she is pretty funny. I think she's pretty amusing myself.
I didn't really know anything about this character, and then I saw the trailer and I thought it looked really good, so I was like, I want to watch that.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Shang Chi either.
Yeah,
I
I
looked
mean,
him up.
Basically it's like he's like the Lee of the MCU. Like that's what he was supposed to be when he came out in the comic books. That's why they came up with the concept of Bruce Lee's like popularity. But I thought it looked great. Like again, like it's just a teaser. It's not a. I think when they do the full trailer, we'll probably see more of the tournament. Like, and we'll probably see more of the competitors that are going to be in the tournament. At the Mandarin's Island or whatever. Like premise of the movie is that tournament there. It's going to be like a kung fu style tournament, which is really interesting. Like, I'm really looking forward to that whole aspect of the film. I haven't seen a movie like that in a while. And I like movies like that.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of the Iron Fist TV show, which it gets a bad rap, but whenever I watch the first season, at least I haven't watched the second season. Whenever I watched the first season, I thought it was okay. But yeah, it reminded me of that for some reason. Probably.
You're the one person who likes Iron Fist?
I enjoyed it for the time, but I haven't rewatched it since. So
I think they could recast it. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather see them recast it.
I didn't really like beyond the main characters of Marvel. I don't really know very much about them. Like, you know what I mean? So like I knew of Iron Fist, but I didn't know of his whole origin story or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, I like Iron Fist. Iron Fist is actually an interesting character.
Yeah, I only
Go ahead,
watched a
Cyber.
little bit of Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones. I only watched a little bit of that too, of those Netflix Marvel shows, and I remember when Iron Fist came out, it like was panned so badly, and I was just like, really, it's that bad? Come on, people. And because I remember watching the few episodes I did of the two shows I just mentioned. I was like, yeah, it can't be that bad. These two shows aren't that bad. This one's probably not that bad. And then they came out with the Defenders and so forth, and that was really cool. And never got around to watch any of those, but still, they looked pretty interesting. And Shang-Chi, definitely, it's nice to see a new character being put into fold, kind of like when they did with, Captain Marvel first came in the picture and Black Panther finally came in the picture. It was nice to see another new character get an origin story and being put into the fold. It wasn't just the same three, Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America. So it was, when I heard that they were coming out with a Shang-Chi finally, and I was like, who's Shang-Chi? So I looked him up and everything, and I was like blown away. I was like, wow. This person, also has to deal with the real Mandarin as well. So, like, the Mandarin is an enemy for so many different characters. So, when they had the fake Mandarin in Iron Man 3, and then finally we're getting the real Mandarin, it's going to be so much nicer to finally see what the actual Mandarin is all about. And that was one great thing about that trailer, is that we get to see what the Mandarin looks like. And I thought they did a pretty good job of making it, very comic book accurate.
I'm gonna go let my dog outside real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, Logan.
Come on. Come on.
That's funny. But yes, I agree. And I like how they the 10 rings. I like how they did it with the bands on the Mandarin's arms. I thought that was
Yep.
cool, like, 'cause obviously they want to try to separate the 10 rings from the Infinity Stones. You know what I mean? So I like how they did that. I like the bands.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure about why it was being called the Legend of and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and I was thinking, oh, is this gonna be another like kind of like Infinity Stone thing or something? And I'm all psyched to see what they do with that, and like if that becomes kind of like an Infinity Stone thing, or if like to stop the Mandarin you have to get some of the rings from him or something like that. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Well, I think that's part of the tournament. I think is going to be that like whoever wins the tournament gets like the 10 rings or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
that's part of the deal. You know, like I'm not sure how it'll work out, but it makes sense that the size of the rings would be big like that, like some arm, because if the rings, the 10 rings come in, they're the ones that created them and everything were dragons. And we're gonna see Fing Fang Foom in the movie, I believe. Like if I remember correctly, they're gonna have Fing Fang Foom in the film, and he's a dragon, so like that'll be interesting seeing that.
I know in like some article I saw in the trailer, the teaser trailer, there's a character that it shows that has like Oriental art face there, and he's a particular character that I guess is also in the comics too as well.
Death
I can't
Dealer.
remember what the name was, but he looks interesting.
Death Dealer.
Death Dealer.
Yep, that's who it is. Yep.
Cool.
He's obviously like an instructor or whatever when it comes to training Shang Chi. I really like the training parts of the trailer. I thought that like showing him as a kid and everything, I thought that was really cool.
That's cool.
So Cyber, what do you think? I know you said that you didn't really care for Carly in Falcon and the Winter Soldier as like the main villain, and like I kind of agree with you too. I think that how things played out with her, with as far as like with Sam bringing her out, like his arm, everything, and all that stuff. I don't know, like Sam's whole dynamic with her was kind of weird. Like they were trying to create this environment where like he agreed with her on some things or whatever, you know what I mean? And there was this understanding between them and whatnot. But then like her back and all that kind of stuff, I didn't like that. I was like,
yeah, I mean, like I was saying, she just the characterization, like the actress, I don't mind the actress herself, but the whole characterization of how they took a character that it's in the comics and they altered it and made it a female, for one thing, which is fine, fine and all, but I don't know, just throughout the whole thing, like she just was so annoying, and just how she was going about this. Like I know she was trying to do a cause, but at the same time, it's like she didn't see any reason through anything, and that just was very annoying. And so when Sam would like agree with someone, it was kind of like, Sam, like, what are you talking about? Like you were saying. But at the same time, it's just like her whole characterization, she just was so blinded by her hatred to try to change something. She didn't stop to think about what she could do that would be positive and fix it. Not, what really lost me is when she blew up that building in episode, I think it was 3. and like just from there on, she just kind of declined for me, and I just thought, this person can't be reasoned with. So it wasn't a shock that they had her killed off, and like have her die in the in the finale. But at the same time, it could have been. I felt like the characterization could have been so much better and just taken to a better place in a different scenario, and kind of like how in Captain Civil War, how they have Zemo, they have him be the bad guy and everything, and how he takes care of some things. And even though he blew up the building, he still had a lot more of a better purpose than how Carly's characterization was. So I think if they had played her out more like Zemo in Civil War, I think I would have been more on board with her and not found her so annoying.
Do you guys, Logan, do you think that like there's still a place in the MCU for that Carly character after the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or is she done?
What do you mean? Didn't she die at the end of the finale?
She was alive.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's alive.
Oh.
She's alive.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, we don't know that for sure. Like, she was alive when Sam brought her out. She was alive, I believe.
Oh.
You don't think so, Cyber?
No, she was dead, bro. She died. She died in the scene after she was shot. When Sam was talking to her, she died.
Oh, okay. So she died. Okay. So she's dead.
I mean,
all right.
Unless they bring back people, I mean, which is possible, they can do that in Marvel, from the dead. But she's dead, so that I don't see them bringing.
I thought somebody told me that she was. I think I watched something or I listened to something and like somebody said something about her being, and that's what like why I said that. But like, sorry about that, Logan. I didn't mean to stump you like that. But like, anyways, what? So like, really, I think for me, again, like I said earlier, just to revisit it, I felt one of the parts of the whole episode for me was, again, like when John Walker just helping like Sam and whatnot with the Flag Smashers. I thought his action scenes were great. I really enjoyed watching him in the action scenes. Like I think he was really good.
I like the character of John Walker. Like, I like how they built him up, and like, I like how the actor like makes everyone not like him. But I'd also like to say, don't shit on the actor for doing his job. You know what I mean? Because like, you can hate the character, but don't hate the actor. It's really annoying because like you're basically like shitting on them for doing their job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got Wyatt Russell.
I think most people
lot of hate.
Yeah, I think that I think a lot of people probably. I think there are people out there who probably who feel like we did during the series, that he was kind of more good than bad. Like I don't think everybody hates him.
No, I think there's a select few people.
I mean,
they took it way too, like, to heart or something for them to like actually hate Wyatt Russell.
Did was kill somebody. Like, I mean, honestly, his friend had just been killed.
Yeah, I think even before that episode that all that like hate came out for him. It was like before that episode. So I mean, that killing the character, I think probably kind of pushed a few people over the edge a little bit more after they already said they were hating him. But at the same time, though, it's like, yeah, it's just a character. That's how good of an actor he is. That these actors that are so good that they can make you actually hate the person, that shows how great of an acting ability they have, and to make you feel that way. And that's just what Wyatt Russell did for this. And I was really impressed with him in the series, because the only other thing I had ever seen him in was 22 Jump Street. And I thought he was funny in that, and he was okay. I didn't think he was anything of a great actor, but definitely in this role as John Walker, he has proven that he does have some pretty good acting chops, and that he can really deliver when he needs to. And he proved that with the John Walker character, especially if you're getting that much hate and people are actually hating you because you're just that good. That to me shows a promising career in the film industry.
Is it just me that noticed that they kept showing him like kind of blacking out, I think, in the super soldier serum occasionally? Like, did you guys notice him do like that happening?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't remember seeing anything like that. I remember him like.
You didn't.
I remember him like
with his character.
He got all like just filled with rage whenever his friend died. But that's the only thing I remember him being like, just I don't know how to explain it. Like, I guess.
Now, Jeff, are you talking about like how he kind of like was in and out mentally? Are you talking about like in some scenes where he kind of seemed incoherent? Yeah, okay, I get to what you're talking about. That I think it was kind of a tall tale sign of him becoming U.S. agent. I think I'm not 100% true, but I think that was kind of his downward trod to becoming U.S. agent. I think that was a part of his psychosis finally bringing him to his epic conclusion as John Walker and becoming U.S. agent. Because I definitely get what you're talking about, because I do recall a few scenes where he kind of is like out of it mentally, kind of like I get what you mean blacking out. Like he kind of mentally blacks out in certain situations, which kind of like the scene where he's talking when he's being reprimanded for killing that flag staffer or flag smasher, and he kind of has that kind of epiphany type of moment going on in that scene. And then afterwards, when he meets Val for the first time, he kind of has that happen too. So I believe that's kind of just, I don't know if it has to do with the super soldier serum, but definitely I feel it has to do with him evolving into U.S. agent, I think is what that was.
Okay. That makes sense. Do you understand what I'm talking about now, Logan?
Oh, yeah.
Like when he was on the ground and he was getting and he had his shield up and the flag smashers were beating on him. At one point, he kind of like got dazed for a minute or whatever, or like was kind of like out there like mentally, and that's kind of what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So, anyways, so. What do you guys have honestly like any final like thoughts on episode 6 or anything like that, just to kind of like wrap things up, just kind of feel like we're at a good, you have any final thoughts or anything on the episode 6, Cyber, that you want to like let go, or Logan?
I mean, in a whole, episode 6 was a grand victory. We get Captain America version of Falcon. We finally get Sam to become Falcon. He takes the mantle. We get, we finally get done with Carly. Finish that off finally. We get Sam to kind of explain a little bit more, trying to, get the governments to help out the people that Carly's, project was towards trying to help. We get like a very good conclusion. We get the conclusion of Isaiah's character. You get a conclusion of, Bucky and Sam's relationship, all that kind of good stuff. In a whole, the episode was pretty decent. For the entire season, it was a really decent closeout. We got some really great action sequences and so forth. We got a great new intel into who Val is, with that small scene she has at the end. Basically we kind of get an idea of like where that's going with that character. We get the birth of U.S. Agent, John Walker becoming U.S. Agent. We get a little bit more of a closure with the power broker with the end credit scene that we get to see, after she's been arraigned and, all those charges have been dropped against her. Now she has a lot more free reign to be the power broker. But the only thing I would criticize the most about the episode is who was she talking to on the other line of that phone, after she got out of her hearing to be, basically pardoned. And where's that going to go? What's going to be her future? Are we going to see her in Captain America 4? Are we going to see her in other Marvel films down the road? And kind of, to give us that tease, but yet they don't give us really closure for the Power Broker's character or Sharon Carter's character. But all in all, I thought it was a decent episode. It was definitely an enjoyable finale. There could have been more, could have been better. But all in all, it definitely was a decent episode that, had really good heart and some great action.
Most definitely, Cyber. And I really enjoyed seeing you again, brother. And if you want to take a minute, Logan, and talk about your show and your YouTube channel, feel free, brother.
Who? Oh, me? Oh,
go ahead, Logan. I was going to say, go ahead.
I could. Okay.
You want to talk about your YouTube?
I don't know. I make videos. Either yelling at movies or trying to just tell everyone my opinion on them, and I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I think other people enjoy it. You can go look at it at Crisis Variety Hour. So yeah.
Most definitely, and it was really good to see you again, Logan. Like, it's been nice to work with you again, brother.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to work with you guys too. It's fun.
Very much so. Great to see
everybody. Just to let everybody know, Cyber and I are both on Rizzle. And Cyber, you also has a YouTube channel that's under Cybernetic Shark. Of course, find Logan the podcast, and he's got a YouTube channel. This is Variety Hour. And I'm MCU'S Bleeding tonight. He couldn't make it, so hopefully Perry will be back, and we will be hopefully doing a preview for Loki. Right, Cyber?
Correct. Yeah. Hopefully we'll be doing some Loki prep for you guys in the next coming weeks.
Awesome.
With the month ahead of us before Loki premieres. Hopefully we'll get to go a little bit more in depth about who Loki is. We'll do a little bit more of the comic lore and all that kind of stuff, and kind of get you prepped for what Loki is going to be about as well. Talk a little bit about the trailer, all that kind of good stuff. So we'll still have plenty of Marvel information for you guys and keep you up to date and all that kind of stuff, and just have a little fun with it and change up the little things by doing a little more comic book lore, as we were talking about previously, me and Mr. Jeff over there, and just kind of giving you guys a little bit more history lesson into the Marvel Loki universe, so that we're really set for when Loki premieres June 11th. June 11th, people.
Wait, really? It's that soon? I need to be.
Yeah,
I've been editing a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, folks. We are about to be out. Bleeding Edge. Logan, it was good to again, brother. Cyber, it was good to work with you as always, man. And peace out, everybody. We're gonna get out of here. Have a good night.
Yeah.